Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beastyqt versus Vam, game number 6. Beasty is now at match point. The first time he's leading in this series, actually. So far, Vam always had the lead, or it was a tied series. But now, if Beastyqt wins this one, he's going to put himself into a very good position in the playoffs, and Vam would be knocked out, so would be the Muslim. So, really important game over here for not just Vam, but also the Muslim over here who's just watching this from the sidelines. With that being said, spawning in on the left side, it is going to be Beastyqt playing as the French in blue. And on the right, who do we have, Aussie?
We've got Wham01 playing as the Rus, the red Rus. Yes, it is great to see that we've got our beautiful colors worked out. And can I just give a big shout out to Lord Petito? This was a suggestion that that came up a bit earlier, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago. And basically we said, look, if ever a player picks a red flag Civ, can we just get them in the second slot so that they're playing as the red color? And then whenever a player picks a blue flag Civ, can we get them in the player 1 slot so that they've got a blue color playing, you know, as the French or the Mongols? And it seems to just work flawlessly. I haven't had an issue with determining, you know, who goes where, but look at Wham. He's got a little bit of an issue right here. Oh, never mind. There's a little bit of a hole in that forest. He'll be getting through with no problem. But yeah, big shout out to Lord Petito. It is beautiful to witness these two guys changing out colors and doing so flawlessly.
The next step is making players play yellow when they're playing HRE and green when they're playing Delhi. It's going to take a little more work, but we're getting there, ladies and gents, so you never know.
Well, to be honest, I think once we actually start, once player colors get added in 2028, I'm going to be looking forward to like, okay, well, we know that it's Viper because it's yellow. So playing as the yellow player, it is the Viper. And like maybe the green player, it's Marine Lord, like something like that.
Maybe, but as you said, it's probably just gonna be in 2028, so we have a lot of time to figure out how to deal with multiple colors once those get added to the game. That being said, 215 bounty already here for Vam, and he still has a wolf to take down, a couple more deer, so he's gonna have no problem getting to that 250 mark, as you can see already. Pretty decent start over here for him.
Yeah, he's gonna be happy with it so far. Not a bad little haul for him. But yeah, 250 seems to be about pretty much standard for the 3-minute mark. There's plenty more wolves out on the map, and we do see that golden gate going down, leaving just enough space for some farms to be ringed around the town center. Obviously, going up against the French, you're always going to be careful of those potential night raids that do come through, but picking up another wolf, he's looking pretty decent. Let's take a look at those boar spawns. We talked about it a bit earlier. There's 2 different boar spawns that are coming out here. The first one, a bit more defensive. The second one, a lot more aggressive. Do you think there's a specific boar that he's going to take here?
Interesting question. I would personally vouch for the more defensive boar, but we'll have to see about that one. Wheelbarrow was skipped, by the way, by Wham. Initially, I thought he's just skipping it because he didn't have the goal to go for both Wheelbarrow and Feudal, and he just wanted to rush Feudal, wait for that extra wolf to be brought in. But that's not the case over here for us. So you gotta wonder what exactly he has on his mind with that. And if you look at his gold count, 244, could you imagine a professional scouts build over here instead of a boar? Because...
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
I think it's either going to be professional scouts or it's going to be 2 town center. It's one of the 2 though, and it definitely seems a bit more like professional scouts. It would make a lot of sense here, you know, denying away the hunts as well. But hold on a minute, we've got ourselves a bit of a boar going down here towards the south side. What is this? And yeah, I really got to ask questions. You know, why no wheelbarrow if we're going for a boar?
Yeah, it's a little surprising. Maybe he just forget it. We'll have to get some clear answers about that one right now. Looks like the board.
It's so cheeky. Oh my lord, he almost lured that one away. You could see the boar was really thinking about it. He wanted to go follow Beastyqt, but unfortunately it looks like Wham01 gonna lose a scout.
Yep. One scout goes down. That poor guy got trapped in there, but it's gonna be a reasonable hunting cabin spot over here for Wham. Still lacking the wheelbarrow though, and really we have to start thinking about this being a mistake rather than just being intentional, because you would think that at this point, especially if you're moving out towards that boar, you will pick up wheelbarrow.
Yeah, it becomes almost a mandatory thing to be getting that wheelbarrow. Not only are your villagers moving faster, but they're carrying more, and now Beastyqt... Wham. Okay, I was going to say Beastyqt's reaching the 2nd age. There's a knight coming out. There's still no wooden fortress that's up just yet, and those villagers were heading back. He now realizes, yeah, I've got to get a wooden fortress up as soon as possible, and now that knight making its way across the map, he's going to be trying his best to cause some havoc over here. But it seems like Beastyqt might be, unfortunately, a little bit too late to the party.
Yeah, just a little bit late to the party, or more precisely said, Vam could be just in time for the party, and if you know the timings of the opponent's civilization, like the French, you know when to expect that first knight to arrive. This being said, the villagers little pedestrian to garrison that tower, but they'll be safe for the time being, so that knight wasn't able to do much. Still, one has to wonder. Okay, there is the second TC worth of stones. That was the plan. He didn't want to go for wheelbarrow because he wanted to have the stone being bought. He still has the gold for wheelbarrow, though. It's like, I can't get off from that train. I'm sorry. It's like, why not wheelbarrow? It's like...
I guess the other thing, like, if he didn't kill the boar, then potentially, like, because that's always a possibility, is that your enemy might get the last hit on the boar, so maybe he just wanted to guarantee that he gets the second town center up, because you can see that the second town center are going to be coming down towards his south side, but if wheelbarrow had been researched, okay, that takes him up to 150 gold, and then obviously if he misses out on that 75, that could be a disaster for him, but you know what else could be a disaster, Lidakor?
The night approaching, and those villagers, you know what they're lacking? They're lacking movement speed because they don't have wheelbarrow. And that knight is going to find a couple of juicy villager picks over here, yet to finish with that blacksmith, so it takes 3 hits to kill a villager, especially now that the charge has been used up. But not a single villager going down here, actually. Many villagers getting damaged, but I think it was only 1 kill at max.
Oh, one of them does go down. The last villager, unfortunately, losing her life. But yeah, beautiful micro there from Wham. He gets that second town center up, and Beasty is going to know about it. You know, one of the things I often talk about... Oh my god, how many villagers are dead? How many villagers are dead right now for Wham? He's on 18 villagers!
He lost 6 villagers!
This could just be good game right here. He was focusing on the town center. Everyone was focusing on the town center. This is good game right here. There's so many villagers just lost.
Oh my goodness, and we were talking about him pulling back all those injured villagers, and this is where that attack notification sound really gets a stick in that head, because you're just hearing that attack notification, but you don't realize that it's not that knight beating up your town center villagers, but those knights killing your villagers on that board. The saving grace could be the fact that you still have that second town center going, so you have a way to catch up, but this has to be a heartbreaking loss there for Wham, and it's going to take so much time to recover. Everything that he has planned goes down the drain right now.
This is so sad for Wham, because now there is a siege engineering play for Beastyqt, and Wham is not going to have the resources to deal with this. He's got the second town center up, but it doesn't even matter at this point because he doesn't have the economy behind it to support the second town center. He continues to suffer raids on this position as well. He's got no economy at all to deal with this. He's thinking about a fast castle as well, and Beasty's like, well, not so fast, my friend. You got bigger problems than that. And indeed, the siege engineering is almost through.
And the only army that Wham has on the battlefield is 1 scout that's half dead. He's not gonna be able to stop a push like this one. The archers, the knights are out there. And as you said, it's gonna be a semi-fast castle approach. But Beasty's base is untouched back at home. He's got some eco upgrades as well, like wheelbarrow. So Beasty might actually beat him to castle age at this pace. Villagers now moving out to the right side. Could be to that far right hunt. Villager count slowly recovering here for Wham, but... every single game so far that we have seen Wham win, he had a lead and he managed to finish that game. Now, I think this might be the first time in this series where he's playing from a deficit early game.
Rest in peace to that poor villager. He never stood a chance. The final villager out on that board going down. But yeah, great point. It is very rare to see Wham to be down in the early game, but unfortunately he is down a significant amount here. Even that scout standing out here trying to prevent those raids from coming through, but the battering ram going to be battering down the hatches and heading towards the town center. This isn't looking pretty for Wham 01 right now. The only hope that he's got in this game was that second town center, but even that isn't going to be alive for much longer as he evacuates from that town center and says, well, I think that it's not too long for this world.
If he gives up on it, it's game over. Like, what is he going to do? He doesn't have the resources for castle age. He doesn't have a hunting cabin on that hunt. And losing that second town center means that he's going to be behind by at minimum of 7 villagers for a long, long time. I don't know, like, I think if he kept that town center alive, maybe he would have had a bit of a chance, but losing that TC could be the end of the story here for Wham, not just in this game, not just in this set, but in the entire Golden League tournament. Still, would be a very respectable finish to get into the top 8, and he would be fighting to be top 6 next weekend, but he would have no chance of getting into the top 4 in the playoffs if he loses this game, if he loses this set.
Very, very tough position for Wham. He's going to be trying his best to keep his head above water, but I can't help but feel that Beasty slowly and steadily pushing him down. The Abbey of the Trinity going to be coming in here, and I can't help but feel it might be a little bit too far from the town center. An unforced error that may get punished here by Beastyqt if he looks to aggress upon his opponent. And good game gets called. Wham taps out. He says, you know what? I'm not even going to be able to do it here. And indeed, you could see Beasty was heading right for those villagers. Wham knew what was up. There'd been enough bloodshed this game, and he looked to escape with what little he had left.
A heartbreaking ending to the Cinderella story of the tournament, really, because Wham, I think he has solidified himself as one of the best players of Age of Empires 4 in this tournament, really. And if you look back at this series, he pushed Beasty to the limits. Every single game was very grindy. It's not like Beasty just smashed him, and this is the Beasty that won N4C. So one of the best players in the world in Age of Empires 4, Wham pushed him to 6 games, and many of those games were so close. If things work out slightly better or slightly differently for Wham, we could be seeing him as the winner. In the end, maybe experience, maybe just that late game power of Beasty is what secures him the win here. Beasty's gotta be safe, but Wham, it's a bittersweet moment for him because obviously he took the loss over here, but you also have to think about it this way. You just pushed Beasty, one of the best Age of Empires 4 players out there, to 6 games, 6 very competitive games, very entertaining games. So despite how heartbreaking this final game was, this was an insanely good series and a really good performance by Wham.
Yeah, really impressive performance by Wham. The fact that he's gotten here, that he's gotten so far through to the playoffs, but unfortunately with that, it means that both Wham and the Muslim will be knocked out, and Beastyqt and the Viper will be progressing through to the final stages. So next week is going to be where the battleground and these players look to fight over first and second place. We're going to have the 2 best players going up each other from the 2 highest seeded or ranked, highest rated players. Let's just go with that.